When we started MPI, the idea was that the issue had matured enough to be able to accommodate. In fact, it demanded that a place like MPI actually be formed. We had some fairly simple, but nonetheless, what we thought at the time, and we still think today, well-established ideas as to what the Institute should be. We wanted to create a space that would offer the classic bridging function between what the academic community, universities, professors, etc., were producing, and what we were able to sort of bring to the table, which is the marriage of deep knowledge of the issue, and more than that, perhaps, understanding how governments and how societies are organized.
MPI's geographical reach has really expanded over the last 20 years or so. Our work on humanitarian issues was always global, but much of our work on issues like labor migration, migration policy making, was pretty firmly transatlantic when we started. But now we've expanded so that, for example, we have a major program on Latin America. We are doing more and more work in and on issues in Africa. And this is a real advantage because it allows us both to draw lessons from the experience of the past in one region that might be applicable to another. In refugee resettlement, for example, as there's an effort to bring new countries into the group that resettle refugees on a voluntary basis. And that ability to compare notes across geographies and across time, I think, is one of the real advantages that MPI has brought to the field.
MPI is a global organization. We work on migration issues around the world. But we're also increasingly a global team. We have people from all over the world who work at MPI. And that's important in thinking through the issues we work on and having a depth of knowledge in different parts of the world where migration is a major issue, whether because people are arriving or people are leaving or people are passing through, or all of those at the same time.
Across MPI, we have people who have really different backgrounds in terms of their life experiences, the academic training that they have, the interests that they bring to MPI. And we have centers that focus on different countries and different aspects of migration. But across all that diversity, I think what really unites us is a passion for finding evidence-based solutions for some of the immigration policy challenges facing us today.
We, in my mind, work very hard and take very seriously the responsibility to shed light, not heat. And that effort at trying to truly understand issues and truly find and work with what the essence of very complicated and very important issues are is something that is part of our DNA.
We not only have data and expertise around analysis, but we also hold deep relationships with communities and immigrant serving organizations that are really able to give us a window into what immigrant communities are up against right now. And that means that we are able to pivot our research quickly, for example, in the current moment where we're dealing with the pandemic and things are so fast changing on the ground.
It's been refreshing to be at MPI where we're trying to constantly evaluate who we are, what we do, where we stand in the migration field, and to continue to improve and to evolve as the world is evolving. Even as MPI has issued hundreds of research publications, generated essential data, and held countless convenings bringing together stakeholders across the spectrum, it's also taken quite seriously another role, and that's training the next generation of migration scholars.
Because we believe that it's enriching for the field and for MPI to work with the next leaders of migration in a way that motivates new research, motivates new ideas, but also helps us understand how MPI is part of the process in that larger pipeline of learning in the research sphere of migration.
Thank you for letting me be a part of the Institute's history. It's just a true honor to have known you, to have known the people that I've worked with, and I can't wait to see the Institute continue to make a deep impact on policymaking over the next 20 years and beyond.
The first generation Latina, I never thought that I would be part of such an important touchstone for the good of our society. It has really been a privilege to lead a strong and engaged Board of Trustees during these unprecedented times. The future is bright. MPI stands at 20 years ready to lead and grow, not just in size, but in research scope and in global presence. And I think that we have set the stage for MPI to have an incredible next 20 years. I'm excited for the future.